charity last week. I gave Dirk.
Oh, sorry. Hey, welcome back. Week 10, Dirty 30 pod. Devi and Kyle in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Oh, doing good, doing good.
Always,
Always
always
good.
nice seeing a little rowdy face
Oh, for sure, buddy.
pop up.
For sure, buddy. Yeah, we don't get to talk too much this year anymore. We haven't had you on. We had you on early on in the year. Now we get you a second time. So
Right?
excited about it.
Always a
I think I
treat.
Always a treat. Always a treat. Kind of having our typical show here. We got kind of studs and duds. We're gonna skip waivers. We're gonna skip trades. Talk about some bench players. And we'll kind of round it out. We had a finding of like an overall record of the league that we'll kind of pull up. We'll share a screen. We'll kind of talk about like who takes advantage of who has like good matchups against who like just kind of like takes it to the other person. So it'll be fun. Jump right into it. Week 9 studs and duds. Rody, you're the guest, man. Who'd you have?
All right. Well, for stud, I will I guess I'll go maybe the easy route here, but whenever a quarterback throws for 5 touchdowns, I feel like needs to be mentioned on the pod. So
Mhm.
Joe Burrow, take a bow, my friend. That was cold, and you had a hell of a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one. He was in my consideration as well. I actually picked someone else off Eric's team. Eric's team decided to go crazy on you last week, huh, Debbie?
Oh my God. I I was off to a really quick start too, so I was just like, "This is awesome. My team is doing great."
Dude,
And
your
then
team, yeah,
just downhill, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
yeah.
He just kept throwing touchdowns.
There's multiple touchdowns with
Ran,
like a lot of players. Yeah.
yeah, ran into a buzzsaw once again, but time to
Yeah,
bounce back. That's in the past. Gotta look ahead. So
for sure, man. Rody, who was the dud of the week last week?
Um, I'm gonna this a little easy for myself here on this one, but we're gonna go with the old rookie of the Kansas City Chiefs, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah,
But
dude.
he forgot to get 2 feet in bounds and therefore ended up with negative points on the week. So, let alone I should have listened to Dev and played Hopkins and I would have had the win. But you
oop.
can't win them all every week. So I'll be self-deprecating here and say it was worthy.
There you go, buddy. Yeah, just kind of a rookie mistake there for sure. They got the old 1 foot in bounds, tried to like run backwards a little bit, kind of like I don't know, just kind of weird mistake. So yeah. My start of the week, I also picked Eric's team. Sorry, Dev. Guy who used to be on my team and has just been like hot lately. Zay Flowers. He's fun, man. He's fun. He's just like a little jitterbug. You get him the ball, he like gets 10 extra yards of yak like every single time. It seems like he's just a
It's
fun
so good.
player. A couple touchdowns. Like I don't know how he scored that one long one. Like he should have been tackled multiple times and just like scored. He had 100 yards. He had a couple tutties. He had 27.2 points. So yeah, dude, just a fun player. My dud of the week, another love of mine, but just had like a rough week. Brian Thomas Jr. 2 catches, 22 yards. Lawrence is hurt now. He had 5.2 points. He himself is kind of battling injury, so maybe a little rough to pick on, but just didn't have like as good of a week as Brian Thomas Jr. typically does. So
I thought maybe you were gonna go Puka, even though he got ejected at half. He still only had 1 catch for how many yards?
yeah, 11. Yeah,
11.
not good, man. Also, yeah, could definitely be on the list. Puka had yeah, not good, not good. Me and Tanner had like a weird matchup, man. We're like a lot of injuries, people getting ejected. Like Tanner and I just had a weird one last week for sure.
How about
Debbie,
another real quick? How about another honorable mention though?
hell
Smith
yeah,
and Jigba. That boy was a little jitterbug out there too. He
he,
was
he's
fun to
nice.
watch.
That was fun.
Finally.
That was
So
fun. Finally. Yeah. You kind of saw like, okay, like I get why you were the first wide receiver taken last year, right? Like he did some things. He was put into some like different positions of like getting downfield. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was fun, man. Glad Tanner left him on the bench, but did not really matter. So I got Cortland Sutton last week. So he's been hot too, man. So Debbie, stud and dud, man. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, you guys taking my ammo. I always write down multiple studs, multiple duds, just so I can pick and choose or whatever. And I wrote down 3 players from Eric's team. So you guys took 2 of them. So let's just do the third one. And I think I have you to blame for the loss anyway, Matt, making that trade and
I
sending these
know,
guys to Eric's
dude.
team.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that, but Chase Brown, 24 points. He had a touchdown, 120 yards on the, or yeah, 120 yards on the ground. Just assisting in the dismantling of my team this last week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
Eric's
this is
team's pretty
our I think this is our cry to Eric of like, hey man, you gotta watch this episode, right? Like
That's right.
we're chatting up
It's
your team, man. It's gotta happen. So
Or is he doing good
I
because he's
took
not watching?
ooh. That's what Eric would tell you. That's what Eric would tell you for sure. So
I took one for the pod. I took one for the pod so we could pump this guy up and get him back into watching our show.
yeah, man. Chase Brown's been
Done of the
fun, man.
week.
He's a good player. He's fun. He's got like interesting keeper status next year too. I think he's like a
Mhm.
round 9 keeper. Like
Okay.
I don't know if they don't do nothing, right? Like pretty decent keeper going into next year. So interesting.
Very, very
Mhm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dud, I was going to go Eric's team again because, the one bright spot was Pittman put up under 2 points against the Vikings. They just
Yeah.
looked like shit. But we don't need to talk about Eric's team the whole time. So we'll pick on another rookie, Marv Harrison, once again.
Yeah, dude.
2.4 points. He had 2 catches for like 30 yards. Just like there's nobody else down there. I don't understand how he's not doing better. But yeah, the rough streak continues for him. So brighter days ahead, I'm sure, but just
Yeah.
not great.
I feel like with him, I haven't seen like all the flashes, like Neighbors, I've seen a bunch of flashes. Like Brian Thomas Jr., I've seen a bunch of flashes, right? Like Marv, like I've seen some flashes, but just like
Just
less
hasn't
than
been great.
less than I thought would be, this time of year, right? Like we're in week 10,
I wonder what the stat is on catchable balls for him because I feel like when Kyle like looks at him, it's 5 feet over his head, like he doesn't even have a chance, kind of stuff.
I get that. Yeah. And there's definitely been like a couple of like, holy shit, like you're really good at football moments, right? Like don't get me wrong here, just kind of yeah, lesser than I thought. And yeah, maybe he's being asked to like do some different things than those other guys, like I get that. So
Just a little underwhelming
a
for
little bit,
now.
right? A little underwhelming. Yeah. For sure.
I mean, is he still like a second round pick next year? Is he fallen even a little lower now?
Yeah.
Probably yeah. He's probably a third
I don't know if
round
I'm
pick.
wasting a second on him.
He's probably a third round pick next year, though, right? Don't you think? Like a year
I would assume.
two,
I
like
would
they don't
say,
if they don't
yeah,
do
I would
much,
say
right?
third for sure.
Right? He's yeah. I think
Could
he's
be the
probably still a third
kind of the Cooper Cup steal then too, right? Because if he finally plays
for
like
sure.
he should, third round's a hell of a steal for him. So
For sure. Yep. Yeah, I think he falls a little bit, but probably not too far. So I'm with you. And probably honestly, probably where he should have gone this year anyway. Right.
Right.
Like God did he get hyped, man. So trades still at 15. We've only had like 3 or 4 kind of in the year. I feel like I've been getting a lot still, right? Like I get a lot. I send out a lot, right? Obviously, everyone in the league knows that, right? I send out a shit ton of trades. I've also been getting a lot, just like nothing really like worth clicking accept on. So
Me and
just
Marcus kind of talked on the side a little bit, and we're kind of both sitting there like we like our rosters, where it's like I don't really feel like I need to
feel
switch it up, but
I
like
feel that way with a lot of teams, right?
there's a
Like
funk kind of going around a little bit too.
for sure, it just felt a little bit off, like it's still active, right? Just like I look at everyone's roster and I'm like, it's good, and it's just kind of like set in a way, So I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Matchups this week. I'm the bottom feeder. I'm the 10. I'm playing Derek the 9. Debbie the 8 plays Craig the 1. Ole's guy. Tyler the 3 plays Kyle the 4. Eric the 7 plays Christian the 2. And Tanner the 6 plays Marcus the 5. Good matchups all around, man. We're getting down to it, right? Like 5 weeks left. Kind of a bunch in the standings, if I remember right. Like a lot of what are we week 10, a lot of like 4 and 5 teams, right? A lot of like 3 and 6 teams, right? So yeah, it'll be fun here the last 5 weeks. So bench player to outscore their starters. Rody's on, right? So we wanted to pick a couple players from last week that would have been, if they would have been started, they would have won the week for them, right? We got Hopkins over Worthy, right? That's been mentioned already. Also, if well, Brian Thomas Jr. has been mentioned already, but also if Marcus would have played Darnell Mooney over Brian Thomas Jr., Marcus would have won. So looking back at that, that was interesting. And Mooney has been a great pickup, man. Like he's been fun. So bench player to outscore their starter. Debbie, who do you got, buddy? Lead the way.
Yeah, I don't know if he's not here tonight, so we're gonna pick on Christian a little bit. I don't, and we've talked about other teams with this same conversation. You see somebody on the starting roster and bye weeks and stuff. I get it. I totally get it. I think we've done it with Singletary in the past. A couple other people, I'm sure. Rico Dowdle, I don't even care that he's the only functioning running back on that team. He should never be in your starting lineup. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to Rome over Rico, which I think is just easy. And I was kind of hoping that Christian would be here, but I'm sure he'll watch later, so I could kind of rub it in his face a little bit that Rico just doesn't need to be sniffing anybody's starting lineup at all. But that's the route I went this week.
I like Rome too. I mean, he's been kind of like figuring it out a little bit. Not that like the Bears offense have, right?
No.
But like I think Rome himself has like figured it out a little
Gets
bit.
the Pats this week, I don't think they're anything great. So
no.
Should be able to do something.
I like that one. Rome over Rico. Makes sense. I honestly think I would have Rome over Rico myself, right? No Dak. I like that. So
yeah.
Brody, who do you got, buddy?
All right, well, I wrote down 2 of them for this one. I think I'll go with the first one that I have. I got here. I'm gonna take off Krog's team. I think Pitts is gonna score over Hawk. I just don't know how many snaps Hawk's still gonna play and stuff like that. So give me Pitts for 3 catches, 60 yards, and maybe a touchdown. I just don't know if Hawks can get the full allotment of snaps to really put up points like that.
They get the Saints this week, right? Atlanta and New Orleans. Is that right?
So.
Should be a good game.
Should be a good game, right? Should be a good game. Should be like decent scoring. And the Saints defense is just freaking terrible, man. So they've been brutal. I like that one too. I think I'd want to see it one time from Hawkinson, right? Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Yep. Makes sense, man. Rody, I saw it one time from this guy. I saw it last week with DeAndre Hopkins, man. I'm sure you're having a tough time, right? Having a tough time choosing, but I think I got to see Hopkins. It's a tough call. I'm going Hopkins over Jennings though, right? You're talking to a guy who's like 0-8 here, right? Like I haven't picked a right one yet though, so like, I'm sure it's a tough call, right? But
it scares me, right?
It's scary. It scares you.
It's Surtain. Pet dude.
I get it. I get it. 100%.
I think he shadows. I think Worthy should be the one who probably gets lucky and can maybe burn deep again. But I'm scared of Surtain.
I get that. I get that. And Hopkins has been like playing a lot on the outside, right? Like he probably does shadow. I get that. And like if Jennings comes back and is like healthy, like it's 2 good options, right? It is. It's 2 like good options. It's not like it's champagne problems here, right?
Right.
Man.
What one did
DeAndre Hopkins over Juwan Jennings, and it's Rody's. So I get it. Jennings just coming off injury. I've seen it once from Hopkins. I get the Surtain treatment. I do. I'm just trying for my first win, man. Hopkins over Jennings. So we will see. We will see. Rody hit us up a few weeks back. He pulled up. Why don't you kind of tell us what we're looking at here, Kyle? Where'd you find this from? What's going on? I'll try to share my screen.
So there was the league insights tab, I believe, on our like the homepage. Kind of you can bring up different teams, and they had one where it's kind of like a drill down analysis off of each team. and within this, one of them it showed who your best win percentage was against each opponent in the league since we've had it, and then who your who beats you. So who you're best against and who's worst you're worst against. And I thought there was some kind of telling information on there. I think
Yeah,
the
man.
sample size is pretty high, so
Mhm.
there's definitely some good data in there, and yeah, there's just some discrepancies that when we can bring it up, we can kind of show it, but it's just I think it's just a fun kind of talking point and allows for maybe a little trash talk to happen in the group a little bit.
For sure, man. And like we didn't get any trash talk written in this week, right? So we got some good stuff with this document. I had fun looking at it. Saw some old names, right? Saw Loney, saw Dusty in it, right? Saw some
Right.
interesting old names here. I had I
You
guess
got the
what
Google Doc up.
oh shit, I do. Sorry guys. I thought oh, my bad boys. Let me try to share again. I switched
I
I
was wondering
switched
if it was much.
Yeah, I
my
was like,
bad. I was wondering what there we go. You got it now?
There it is.
My bad, boys. My bad. All right. There we go. I had some fun with it, man, for sure. Just kind of like looking over our last 11, 12 years of like having this league, right? It's fun to look at, I guess. Brody, anything that like stuck out to you as far as like looking back and just kind of like what sticks out to you?
So to me, what sticks out here is you don't want your name on the left-hand side and you want your name on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
just I mean, Matt, the trophy would kind of speak for itself, but to have your name what 4 times on that side, that's some butt whooping going on there. Um
Yeah.
there's 4 people that are mad that you're still in this league, kind of way to think about it, especially maybe one Eric, I think is the guy we're talking about here. He might not be so happy about with you.
No.
But
no, 1
and
and
then
12. Oof.
And Eric got me this year. So that either is, hey, here's this one win that he got, right? Or it's about to change going into next year. So
yeah, and then just like yeah, the Dusty and Loney still showing up on these after how many years of them not being in the league, I thought was kind of humorous. Like you're
mhm.
kind of 50-50 or meddling between everybody else. Like Dev, I don't think will ever have a record better than 6-1 against somebody in this league win percentage wise.
No. No,
No.
that's the one that sticks out to me too. I wrote I think Dev caused Kyle to leave the league, right? You whoop up on that guy 6-1, 6-1 times, right? Like
I'll have to
I'm trying to
send him a
leave the
link
league
to the
myself.
show.
Hell yeah, buddy.
But then
Send him a
Dirk
link to
kept
the show.
Loney around because Dirk couldn't beat him either.
No, no, he could not.
Nice
Oh,
balance.
1-6. That is a good balance. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it good if your name's not on either side? Just average as fuck.
Yeah, right. You're not good.
Oh,
You're
no
not
name, huh, Debbie? Oh, no name.
No,
All right. Yeah, just kind of
just
interesting, man.
just super average.
Just a little like 8-8, right? All around. You're rocking the Jeff Fisher of this league, man.
I guess
Good
I
for
don't hate
you.
that.
No, no, no. Good.
Don't hate that.
Jeff Fisher stayed around for a long time, man.
That's
Good for
right.
you. Good for you. Good for you. I like it.
One, I guess another one that kind of stood out a little bit is Craig was 5-3 versus Dusty, and that's his like best win percentage. That's not even that's almost 500.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of in there. Like everyone else, he's not better than like that much with anybody else in this league. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like Craig's also like probably middle of the pack, right? Maybe a little Jeff Fisher of it all. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard, Craig.
Interesting. I like that, man. Yeah. I it
There was one other thing too you could go through, or I can go through on there too, but it does have who has scored the most point or what throughout all the years your most points scored throughout all the seasons. We can
oh
go back and see who has had the most points scored, and put the years on it if we want to too and stuff like that. But that's also another option.
heck yeah, buddy.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good time, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think people would be interested in that. You found this in the app, correct? Is that kind of what I'm
Correct.
hearing? Yeah,
Yep. Like the
cool.
league history thing, and then there was like a team insights, a couple just different drill down menus, but it's there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like it. The last thing that I wrote down is I'm surprised that Dev shows up to the pod every week when I take it to him, right? 11-6 against Devi. I'm surprised we work together every Thursday, buddy. Like you just keep showing up, keep showing your face. I'm proud of you. is kind of
It's-
what I got out of this document.
I
It's
got your
for the
back there,
pod.
Dev.
It's for the people.
I got your
For the
back.
people.
There's a reason I only get invited, twice a season because Matt really doesn't want to see me either. So
I don't,
I got your
man.
back there, Dev.
There it is.
I don't.
Exactly.
No, no, 5-11 is not a good record. No, that's true. That is not a good record.
And
Damn.
it's kind of weird too. Like Christian and Craig have played 20 times, but then you and Eric have played 13. Like seeing them in the playoffs every year or something. Like I don't know. It's just like some sort of magnetic between Christian and Craig, and Craig's not
Yeah.
enjoying that.
That's a tough one, man. Like you played 20 times and you lost to the guy 14. Like that's a record, right? Like it is a lot of data points, That's
Take
a
your
lot.
ball and go home. Just don't even show up.
No, that's a lot of data. I like that. Funny. Yeah, I mean, hopefully the league liked it as much as we did. Kyle sent it a couple weeks back, right? I had a good time with it. I've pulled it up a few different times just to kind of like look and point around and yeah, just kind of like take note. ESPN's done a lot of fun, right? They have a lot of fun, like different things that they kind of have on that app. So good stuff, man. We'll send it out. Yeah, we'll send it out when we send out the pod link. So cool.
Definitely
Good.
fun to look at. That's for sure.
Fun to look at, man. Always a good time. So anything else, boys? What are we week 10? We got 5 weeks left. The season always goes by so fast.
It's so
weird,
damn
man.
quick.
So weird.
Christian didn't send in the betting lock of the week.
No betting lock of the week, man. Nope. No, Christian's
How
in
about I'll
New
pull
York
one out there? Derrick Henry anytime touchdown.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
No.
I'm guessing that's like minus 250 or plus
Yep,
250.
255.
I always kind of forget which way is the better one.
Like
But yeah.
255. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I feel that one. I can see that one already. It's 741. He might have a tutty already. So I don't know that quite yet. But
He might have 3. We don't know.
he might.
Yes, destruction.
Rody always a good time. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
I do have that bench for starters.
Oh, please.
So I went back this morning and I watched some of the episodes so that's why I disappeared. I had to go get a pen so I could write down our picks for the bench players outscoring their starters. But I went back to see, we never keep track of these things, to see where we're at this year. So Matt, you are correct. You have 0 right, looking for a first.
I don't think I've gotten one. Yeah, not good, man.
Roddy was a special guest week 2. And he did not get that one. So he's also at a 0 looking for his first. And then we have a tie. Christian and I so far this year have the same amount of ones correct. That's if you count last week. Christian said Addison over Madison, but Eric didn't play either of them. So I don't know if that still counts or not.
Oh,
he did technically outscore him
at the time, right? At the time, it was a call, right? I'll count it.
Mm-hmm. How many do you think?
2.
It's hard, man. I'd say 2, right? 3 max. It's a hard like little assignment.
Wow.
4.
Ooh.
I was very surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Week 1, Christian got Daniel JD over Kyler Murray. Week 4, he picked Pickens over Steele, which was an easy one. Carson Steele. And then kind of funny, week 7, he went back and he did Kyler over Jaden Daniels.
He's done that a few times. Yeah.
Flip-flopped and he got it right.
Yeah, wow.
And then Addison over Madison this last week. And then week 3, I had Dell over Swift. Week 5, I had Higgins over Hubbard. Week 7, I finally got my JSN pick right over Sutton. And then Hopkins over Worthy last week. So kind of surprising to go back and see that. But now I'll keep track and then we can see.
Well, nice work, boy. Because we don't do this every week, right? Like, yes, it's week 10, right? But bench players doesn't happen like mid-season awards, right?
It doesn't
happen every week.
We didn't do week 6 and we didn't do week 8.
Yeah. Yep. So you guys are what, halfway, 50-50. Like you guys are killing it, man. So
Not bad.
Don't listen to me. Rhodey doesn't have enough sample size. I won't throw him in there with me. Don't listen to me. Listen to Devin Christian. So
I like the Pitts over Hawk this week, though. I think that's a
I
good
like
one.
that one too. Yeah, I think I'd go that route as well. So all right, boys. Let's go
right.
watch some football, have some good times.
Good luck to everyone but Tyler.
Good luck to everyone. Absolutely. Sounds good,
Yes.
boys.
Suck it, Craig.
Later.